For over 40 years, one question quietly haunted the people who loved him and the fans who never forgot him. How did a man that physically powerful, that full of life, that completely irreplaceable, just disappear from the world at 51 years old? And why did the explanation the public was given never quite feel like the whole story? Tonight, that question finally gets the answer it deserves. Daniel Edward Blocker was born on December 10, 1928, in DeKalb, Texas, a tiny town that seemed almost too small to contain him. He came into the world weighing 14 pounds. By high school, he stood at 6'4" and carried over 250 pounds on a frame built for a different era entirely. But here is what history forgets about Dan Blocker. He was not just big. He was brilliant. He earned a master's degree in drama, served in the Korean War, and was teaching school before Hollywood ever came calling. When Bonanza premiered in 1959, Dan Blocker became something television had never quite seen before. Hoss Cartwright was gentle, funny, and loyal in a way that felt completely unperformed. At its peak, Bonanza was the #1 show in America. And Hoss was its beating heart. Then came May 13, 1972. Dan Blocker checked into Cedars-Sinai Medical Center for what was described as routine gallbladder surgery. His family was not preparing for the worst. His castmates had no reason to worry. Nobody was bracing for what came next. He never came home. Dan Blocker died that same day from a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot that moved with devastating speed and left no time for intervention. The official cause was recorded and released. People grieved. The world moved on. But the full picture was never truly examined. Here is what 40 years of medical advancement now allows us to understand. Blood clot prevention following surgery was nowhere near what it is today. The protocols, the monitoring standards, the early intervention techniques that modern medicine considers routine, most simply did not exist in 1972. Dan Blocker was not failed by negligence. He was failed by the limitations of his era. His size and cardiovascular profile would have placed him at significantly elevated risk for exactly this complication. The tragedy is not that something was missed. The tragedy is that the tools to catch it had not yet been invented. Bonanza attempted to continue after his death. It could not. The show was canceled just months later. 14 seasons, and when the heart of it was gone, it simply could not go on. Dan Blocker left behind his wife Dolphia, 4 children, and a character that generations still speak about with genuine warmth. Now we finally have the complete answer. Not a dramatic one, but an honest one. A giant of a man, taken by something quiet and invisible, in a world that was not yet equipped to save him.